Hey friends! Today I want to show you a slick system I cooked up to fully automate the most tedious parts of content creation. This entire setup turns one long YouTube video into a complete suite of ready-to-post social media assets automatically. We're talking about generating not just the viral short clips, but the custom thumbnails and even managing the final scheduling queue. The core concept is incredibly simple. Input a title, pick a template, hit one button, and watch the finished clip and thumbnail appear. I built this entire practical and repeatable flow using Airtable, an image renderer, a workflow tool like Make, and Vizard for the video slicing. A major benefit is that this automation keeps you from being locked into expensive monthly subscriptions for every single tool you use. First, we establish Airtable as our absolute single source of truth for all the content metadata we are managing. I created a base structure containing two main tables, one for our thumbnail templates and another for the YouTube videos we are processing. The templates table organizes each layout by name, a unique identifier, a preview link, and the base template image itself. The videos table tracks the main YouTube title, a linked field to select the template, a specific text for the thumbnail, and the final generated thumbnail link. We also include a spot for an optional automation image, perhaps a keyframe extracted from the source video footage for an overlay. Pay close attention to naming conventions, as consistency is crucial for smooth API communication later on. If you label a text field as thumbnail title, you must use that exact path when calling the renderer API for mapping. I standardize component names like component.thumbnail, title, text, or component.bg image.source to make the rendering calls perfectly clear. Separating templates into Airtable allows designers to easily add new variants for the whole team to reuse later. For instance, you could have a complex bold text plus frame template, or a simple text-only layout ready for the automation to choose from. The key is to build out all your viable template options up front, so the system has clear choices down the line. For the actual image generation, I selected a pay-as-you-go renderer service that has an API endpoint for rendering. I prefer this model because you only pay for what you use, avoiding hefty monthly fees if your volume is low. The process involves topping up credits, calling the render image API with the template identifier, and passing the specific properties you want to change. Once processed, the API reliably returns a new, unique URL pointing to your freshly generated thumbnail image. Generally, the API expects property overrides in the format of component ID property for easy identification. For text fields, you send data like header text your new headline here. Image source updates look like header image.source https pointing to the new graphic. Color overrides are simple hexadecimal values. For example, accent.color and FF4 B2B. The crucial glue that connects everything is an automation platform like Make, or any service capable of receiving a webhook call. Within the Airtable Videos table, I created a simple button field labeled Generate Thumbnail that points directly to our automation webhook URL. Clicking this button triggers the webhook, which sends the unique Airtable record ID as a query parameter to the workflow. This unique record ID is absolutely key because it allows the automation scenario to pinpoint the exact row it needs to process. You must avoid hard-coding data in the webhook itself, instead passing the ID dynamically like recorded xyz. The make flow begins when the webhook is received, immediately followed by an Airtable get record step using that provided ID. Next, we perform another get record to pull the necessary details from the linked template record, like its ID and component names. Then comes the render API call, where we map all the dynamic text and image properties gathered from the Airtable video record. Finally, the returned image URL from the renderer is written back into the correct URL field in the original Airtable video record. Here's a practical tip. The returned image URL is often a signed link that expires shortly after generation. To prevent the link from disappearing, you must download the file or save it to a permanent location immediately. I solved this by capturing the resulting URL directly into an Airtable attachment field, as Airtable handles the permanent storage for you. Also remember to test the property mapping thoroughly with different templates, because component IDs can sometimes differ even with similar names. For a quick demonstration, I prepared one text and image template and one text-only template ready in the system. I entered a sample title like 1,243 automations created into a video record and linked the desired template. After linking, I added the required text and optionally an image, then clicked the big Generate Thumbnail button. The webhook fired, Make sequentially gathered all the required data, called the renderer, and wrote the resulting image URL straight back into the video row. Boom! The thumbnail asset creation process for that video is now completely finalized. Sometimes the image crops differently than the template preview. In that case, check the template's image fit setting like contain versus cover. But the speed is the real win. What used to take 10 minutes per thumbnail now takes a click, and 30 seconds for the renderer to return the asset. Now here's where Vizard comes in and what makes this whole setup more powerful than just thumbnail automation. Vizard isn't just another video tool. It automatically finds the truly viral moments in long footage and generates short clips that are basically ready to post. Instead of manually scrubbing through an hour of footage, you upload to Vizard and it outputs a set of candidate clips automatically. For each clip, Vizard can tag the timestamp, provide a thumbnail frame, and even propose captions to speed up posting. Combine that with our Airtable-driven thumbnail generator, and you get a true end-to-end pipeline for all your assets. Vizard extracts the clips, writes metadata like the clip title and frame URL into Airtable. Then you pick a template and hit generate. Vizard also has built-in auto-schedule and a content calendar, so it handles the entire publishing cadence for you. You simply set the desired frequency, let the AI schedule the posts, and use the calendar to tweak or reorder things as needed. This is huge for creators focused on maintaining high posting volume without sacrificing the overall quality of the content. Compare this to other tools. Some only cut clips but don't schedule, while others offer a calendar but the clip detection is very basic. Many platforms also charge recurring fees that are hard to justify if you are not posting content constantly every single day. Vizard strikes a superior balance by combining smart clip selection, automated scheduling, and solid content management in one creator-friendly package. The pay-as-you-go renderer model is friendlier than those image platforms that only offer restrictive monthly subscriptions. Make is flexible for the workflow glue, but Zapier can do similar things, sometimes feeling a bit slower or pricier for very large automation runs. By keeping everything centralized in Airtable and using API-friendly tools, you get both reliability and creative flexibility. As a final piece of advice, try not to overcomplicate your initial template properties right from the beginning. Start simply with the 3 core types: text for headlines, color for accent adjustments, and source for image inputs.
Once you confirm these basic properties are functioning perfectly, then you can expand to more complex elements like drop shadows or multiple text fields.
To sum up the exact steps, build your Airtable base with both a thumbnail templates table and a YouTube videos table. Fill those templates with the identifier, preview URL, and template image, ensuring your naming is completely consistent. Add a webhook button to the YouTube videos table that reliably passes the record ID to your automation platform. In your automation tool, the flow runs webhook trigger, get video record, get template record, call render API, then update the final URL. Crucially, use Vizard to extract clips, write their metadata, and frame URLs into Airtable, feeding them into the same thumbnail generation logic. Finally, utilize Vizard's auto-schedule and content calendar to queue and manage the entire publishing cadence directly from the platform. Honestly, this pipeline takes the headache out of repetitive work. You are no longer designing every thumbnail from scratch. It is fast, repeatable, and incredibly scalable, allowing you to focus your energy on creative strategy instead of execution. The thumbnails won't replace a handcrafted Photoshop master when you need that ultra-polished look, but for consistent volume, this system is pure gold. This setup is especially vital when you are trying to post high-quality content every single day or multiple times a week. If you want, I can drop a starter Airtable schema and an example make scenario next for you to copy and paste into your setup. I can also show you how to connect Vizard's clip outputs to finalize the flow, so clips and thumbnails are produced together and tracked in one calendar. Just let me know in the comments, and I will send those exact template files directly to you. Alright, that's it for now. I hope this gives you a clear picture of how to automate your workflow without losing creative control. It's a few moving parts, but once set up, you will save hours and hours of repetitive work every single week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video.